Glen Durrant, welcome to Team Target. Big day for you.
A huge day for me. I'm super excited to be here. And it feels really right as well. It's just been an amazing year, and I just feel like this is like the conclusion of just a brilliant past 3 months, and I'm absolutely super excited today.
And this whole time of your life right now, there are a lot of big changes, and it's fair to say they're working out pretty well. The move from the BDO, quitting your job and becoming a full-time professional darts player, and now this.
Without being too cheesy, just never stop believing. I mean, at 41-year-old, I was not the best player in our Super League team. And just something happened where we created these local ranking events where I went in, I learned how to go in at 10 o'clock in the morning and win a final at 6 o'clock at night. That moved on to winning competitions in the Northeast, going on to the BDO. And I had some huge disappointments in the BDO before I became the world champion. And you know, I made that statement of BDO for life because I just thought that was what it was going to be. And then out of the blue last year, I got the opportunity to go to Q School. And here I'm sat now in brand Target, and you know, to be part of the team, it's just absolutely immense.
This is the thing I think is particularly fascinating. Early 40s, you're not even the best player in your local team.
Yeah.
How do you go from being an all-right pub player to being one of the best players on the planet? There'll be millions of people out there who want to know the secret.
It's a great story, and exactly opposite to what happened to Rob Cross. And all them Super League players who are out there, you know, you go to exhibitions and there's some fantastic people playing darts in this country, but to do the circuit is really difficult. And in particular the BDO circuit, you know, Europe, Scandinavia, England, Scotland, Wales, you know, just to qualify, you know, for the Lakeside. So it's difficult because you're working full time, you're not seeing your family, and it's a huge commitment. But when you learn how to win, and when you get that experience as well, it gets a little bit easier. So when I won the Northern Ireland Open, which was my first real big title, it got a little bit easier after that. And you know, the game's about fine margins. And all of a sudden, when you wire in a double 16 for the match, suddenly they're going in. And you know, what happened to me at Lakeside was absolutely incredible. It's what dreams are made of. And who would have thought after over 30 years working in housing that all of a sudden I've still got time now to achieve my dream of being a full-time darts professional. It's great.
Well, that's it. You mentioned Rob Cross, another member of Team Target. He had this rags to riches story that happened in the blink of an eye, but yours has taken years of hard work and graft. When did you realise that the sky is the limit here?
Yeah, I thought I'd climb a mountain when I played for England. It was a great moment, and it hasn't been much better when, you know, the England manager knocked on my hotel door and you put the shirt on. It was an awful shirt. It was really heavy, but I looked in the mirror and I thought, I've climbed a mountain now, you know. I'm representing England. And then it just, I was the player of the World Cup for England. I had a fantastic record. Suddenly then I'm winning the World Masters. And then, you know, the belief comes there. A lot of hard work and dedication. I've practiced hard to get here. You know, it's not like I see these youth players now coming through the academies, the Leighton Bennetts of this world. That's just pure talent. You know, mine took an awful long time. A lot of learning, a lot of ups, the mountains and the valleys, the highs, the lows. You know, it's. I believe my story is like many Super League players who are playing now because they can do it. And you know, I'm 50 next year, so it's. But I'm playing by far the best darts of my life, and you know, now moving to Target, that's my extra 5% now. If I'm going to challenge that top 16, top 32, I've now got the tools to do it, in my opinion, and the future is just so rosy. And you know, I pinch myself every day, I really do, and I take nothing for granted. Hard work, you know, I'll be back on the practice board in the morning, and now I'm not working. I've got a routine of practicing on a morning and on a night, and I'll always prepare myself for the Pro Tours, the Euro events, and the last 6 months of the PDC calendar is, you know, it's. Well, when I look at the match play, the Grand Prix, Ali Pali, it's frightening. It's marvellous.
Well, we'll get to those in a moment. You mentioned the shirt you wore for England. Significant upgrade nowadays.
Yeah.
Talk us through it.
It's forged in Middlesbrough. I'm super proud of my background, and I wore the red and white shirt, which is synonymous to me for many years. And you know, when I left the BDO, you know, the PDC was about sort of evaporating and getting rid of the whole stigma of the BDO, and I wanted a real new me, you know, and you know, that going full time, and the shirt had to go. As much as I loved wearing the red and white, and for me, this is just an amazing shirt, and Team Target have put an awful lot of thought into it, and you know, a lot of what you see inside there is to do with the name Durrant and to do with Middlesbrough. And the back of the shirt, you know, it's got the Middlesbrough line on there. It's got the 3 stars. I'm absolutely delighted, and you know, Target have done a great job because I didn't have an awful lot of input. I said, that's perfect, and I'll give us some feedback. And I said, it's absolutely perfect, and I'm absolutely proud to be wearing it right now.
There's a little bit more feedback gone into the darts though, right?
Yeah.
If you're going to conquer the world in the PDC, as
Yeah.
you have done in the BDO, you've got to make sure you've got the right tools, and you think you've got them.
I'm quite a shy person in a sense that if I go for a meal and I'm not enjoying it, I'll say it's fantastic. So when I got the darts, I'm the kind of guy who said, oh yeah, they're great, and I'll make use of them. But Target made it really clear that they wanted feedback, and they probably wouldn't accept that the first dart was the dart that I was going to go forward with. So this is about the 4th prototype now, and yeah, I've been practicing about a month with them behind the scenes, and the flying now. The points are amazing as well, and I think that's going to give me the opportunity to turn 140s into 180s now. You know, it's a lot thinner pointers they're going in, and all I asked for was a silver dart. I wanted to go real back to basics. I love the flight of the silver in there. I didn't want colours all over. But they've got me 3 stars on there. They've got the lion, and we've got the Team Target logo on there, and the flights, the design, you know, they showed me 5 designs, and it was great working with the designers, and I think that's a beautiful dart. And like I said, already I'm sat here. It's a big day for me today, but tomorrow I can't wait to get on the dartboard.
Every time you've tried to achieve something in darts, eventually you've got there.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's taken you no time at all. This switch to the PDC, you've already picked up 2 titles.
Yeah.
You made a final in your very first weekend. You've qualified for the match play. All of these goals you're setting yourself, you're ticking them off.
Yeah.
That's a good sign, isn't it?
It is. I'm in a great stable. You know, I've got you know, my manager's here today as well. So there's winners in that team. So you know, I've been mentored really well there. So settling in. I mean, Q School was tough. You know, it was incredible. You know, and all I would say to you, there was 16 boards there, 300 people in that room, and 250 were watching my games. So, you know, and there was real low moments. You know, I can never forget the guy called Vince Tipple. You know, when I played that guy and lost to him, and then there was a guy called Matty Dennant who had 3 darts to end my PDC career, because I don't think I'd have gone back to Q School again. So, you know, fate's an incredible thing, and since then, you know, it's been magnificent. Who would have thought I'd have won a Pro Tour so quickly, and that settled me in. And all of a sudden, the eyes weren't on me so much then. I could go in there, and everybody's been so friendly and made me really welcome. I wasn't sure how people would take me. And I'm loving every second. You know, I'm counting the days down for Copenhagen already, because Copenhagen's going to be huge for me, to wear the Target shirt, to use the Target darts on the Euro Tour. My wife's coming to that one too. It's just all going so well. But even talking about the match play, you know, because that was my dream. It wasn't Ali Pali, and it's far from it was Premier League or anything like that. I was the guest of Bet Victor last year to go to the match play, and I just had that moment where I turned to my friend and I said, I've got to play here one day. So, you know, I can feel it's only like, you know, a few weeks away now, and yeah, that'll be a fantastic moment.
You've just beaten Michael van Gerwen as well, the best player on the planet, and you've said in your years of dominance in the BDO, 5 years, you're winning major titles every single year. And you even said, look, I know there's always an asterisk next to it. I know there are other players out there who aren't in these tournaments. Yeah. But you've moved over and you're beating them. And you're beating them well with world-class stuff. Have you erased any doubts that you had?
Yeah. I was ridiculed when I won Lakeside. You know, I'm a huge fan of social media. And, you know, as Mac will tell you, I can read 99 good messages and I'll focus on the one bad one. So every time I won Lakeside, that asterisk was there, yeah, but you haven't beat Rob Cross, you haven't beat Michael Van Gerwen, etc. So that was the final piece of the jigsaw, you know, to get the opportunity to come to the PDC. And I didn't know how I was going to do, you know. I knew I could throw in 100 average, but 100 average isn't always good enough in the PDC. So consistency's been really good for me over the years. You know, I'll always probably put a mid 95 in onwards. You know, it's not often I'll go below that. But then all of a sudden, you know, my first game against Alan Tabern, he plays out of his skin. And I'm thinking, wow, is this what it's going to be like? And right in the early stage, I played Madaj Razma, and I think you commentated on it, and I was 5-4 down. This was competition 2. And I got through that, and I think I went on to the final that weekend, and that was a huge turning point. And now I'm seeded. I know I'm on 3rd each time I go in to a Pro Tour. I'm seeded for the Euro qualifiers now, and yeah, I'm not frightened of anybody now. I'm not embarrassed to say that Michael, I think, is a dart ahead of everybody still. When he wants to be the best, he can be the best. So to go and beat him 7-1, 7-2, whatever the score was, I can't remember, it's absolutely incredible, and I went home a very proud man that night.
Do you have any doubts about what you could achieve in this game? Because you said, I'm not sure what I could do, but you keep on ticking off these things on your list. I'm
not brash, I'm not highly confident. I don't walk in a room and say, who am I going to beat today? So I probably err on the side of pessimism, which is probably a little bit of a weakness. You know, darts is a huge mental game. And when you're mentally sound and mentally strong, the game can be a lot easier. So that's a lot what I've focused on. It's no secret I've worked with a sports therapist to try and work on that. But in answer to your question, I'm ready for anybody right now, and you know, I believe with the tools that Target are giving me right now, I've got every opportunity to go and continue the success. But I'll take nothing for granted. I will continue to work hard. I'll continue to practice twice a day. I'll continue to prepare myself right. You know, I go to bed 10 o'clock. I'm really boring. I'm really bored. You know, I like 8 hours sleep, etc., etc. So I'm quite boring, but I get the balance right. And that's family, friends, etc. I try to do everything right. So preparation is key.
You probably never believed you could get 1 star on your shirt when you started out playing darts in the first instance. How many could you have on there, do you think?
I dreamt of the Lakeside Trophy and winning a world title all my life, like many dart players did. And when I fell to my knees that time, when I won that first one, I dreamt of that moment 1,000 times, and not once did I fall to my knees. So to win it the first time, well, that was it. I could have walked away from the game then. To win it twice, you know, 3 times is incredible. But look, I'm a darts fan. I'm a darts connoisseur. And I know now to put another star on my shirt is going to be super tough, because I'm a Pro Tour holder now. I'm playing against the best players in the world. But I don't think anybody will want to face me at Ali Pali. I think you know, someone will have to play really well to beat me. So I'm probably not in a position to say I'm going to win 4, 5 stars, etc. I'm just there. I said it was all about gaining respect first of all, and I think I've done that. I think people have accepted me really quickly, and I feel part of PDC already, and that was big for me, because I knew the focus was on me. I don't know at this moment if I'm good enough to win a match play, Grand Prix and that, but I'm going to give it a real good go. And with these tools now, this is my extra 5%. This is that one. When you're looking just to go a little bit further, you know, I've helped design these darts at exactly what I want now, and fingers crossed they take me right to the top.
I don't know either, Glen, but it's going to be very exciting finding out.
Definitely.
Welcome to Team Target.
Thank you, Dan. Thank you.